Well, Fantastic Four has come out and it's doing pretty well at the box office. It really is. I got a chance to see it the other day and I walked out of the theater after watching it. Hey, I wasn't bored. Look, I know everybody's going to try and compare this movie to Superman that just came out a couple weeks ago, but I don't really think that's a fair assessment. Not because I want Superman to live above Fantastic Four, not that I think that it should be looked upon as it's being better than Fantastic Four, but because I think these are two vastly different types of movies in a lot of different ways. Now, the MCU has been on a bumpy ride for quite some time. I mean, from really 2019's Endgame, things have been hit or miss, more miss than hit. You've had Shang-Chi, No Way Home, Eternals that have been some hits, but then you've had a lot of misses with like the Marvels and Captain America Brave New World and things like that just haven't really hit the mark for a lot of people. And plenty of others as well. So when everybody was getting up and ready for this movie, for Fantastic Four, what was it announced? 3-4 years ago this movie was announced, maybe more. I mean, people were pumped. They were excited. It was Fantastic Four. Finally, Marvel's first family is in the MCU. Like, it can't be any worse than what we got in 2015, right? So people were excited. I was excited. I was pumped for this movie. I'm a fan of Marvel. Look, people, don't get it wrong. I love Marvel movies. I love going to experience these movies with everybody else and see and be taken to another world and just have fun. I want to have fun with these movies. So, Fantastic Four, we've all wanted a great Fantastic Four movie for decades at this point. It was almost like the excitement when it came to Spider-Man. When Spider-Man finally came into the MCU, it was kind of like, hey, finally, Spider-Man in the MCU. Now it's Fantastic Four's turn. So it was like, all right, this is going to be great, right? Then it was like, Galactus is going to be in it, and the casting was announced. It was like, oh, man, they're going to do Galactus. Look, the last time we got Galactus, it was a giant cloud. Like, come on, this is going to be better. Obviously, they're going to do Galactus right? So, look, there was a lot going for this movie. Absolutely. Like, there was a lot of excitement. Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. Come on. Eben Moss Backrack as Ben Grimm. Look, there was a lot going for this. I admit, Pedro Pascal playing Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, I wasn't for it. And honestly, look, when I sit there and say, am I one of the ones that's just sick and tired of seeing Pedro Pascal everywhere? I am. But part of the reason is because I don't think he's as dynamic of an actor as everybody else. Well, I won't say everybody else, as Hollywood thinks he is. I think he's an okay actor, but I don't think he's as dynamic. I don't think he's able to be used in every single thing that people keep putting him in. So when I sit there and think about it, I'm like, well, can he fit Reed Richards? I don't know if he can. So going into this movie, it was kind of like, well, what is there to expect? Are we just going to get another regular Pedro Pascal kind of performance that we see all the time? Or is he going to try and actually be Reed Richards? That's what that was kind of the big thing. Like, what are we going to get here? So going into this film, we were all hopeful. I was hopeful. Like I said, I came out of the movie, walking to my car, talking to my son, and I'm just like, I wasn't bored. But there's a lot of issues with this film. A lot of issues. Look, I love how it starts out. I love how it starts out when, with the Fantastic Four being established already. They're already established in this world as heroes, and people love them, and they already do hero work. That's great. I don't need to see the origin of them again. Not that their origin is all that important. I mean, it is what it is. So that's all fine and dandy. But the problems that start to manifest in this is relevant or not relevant, but seen very quickly in in the movie. The pacing. the editing. You can see that because they cut a lot of this movie up and the pacing is just really just fast, really fast in the beginning. And it's kind of like, all right, Fantastic Four are here. They're doing this stuff. They're heroes. The people love them. Yeah. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. Oh, and Sue Storm's pregnant. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. Woo, 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 woo. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, no, and here's Silver Surfer. It's like boom, 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 boom. It works for some movies. This one, because your main characters are 4 characters that need a little bit more room for those 4 characters to kind of breathe. Now, don't get me wrong. Vanessa Kirby does a great job as Sue Storm. She really brings this motherly approach and love to the 4 characters, and she's great in it. She has room to breathe, though, over the course of this just under 2-hour-long movie. Johnny Storm, played by Joseph Quinn, he does a fantastic job. He's actually the standout of the film. But again, he has a lot of time to do all the work that he's doing, but he's got a lot of the scenes. He steals a lot of the scenes. Eben Moss-Backrack is the Thing. He doesn't have much to work with. The few scenes that he's in where they kind of focus on him, they're good, but they don't delve enough into it. And then you have Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. And he's just frantic all the time. Sure, he's smart, and he plays smart well, but he's just always frantic. Frantic. Oh, I gotta do this, gotta do this. And it's kind of like, all right. Okay, yeah. Wow, you're smart and you're frantic all the time. Cool. I don't know. It just... I felt like there needed to be more depth with these characters to really feel for them. The only one that I really felt for was Sue, and it was later on in the movie when her and Reed actually get into it about their child and about what's going to happen with their child because of the events that are going on in the movie. And to me, that's kind of just upsetting and disturbing, because you have these 4 characters that we should care about with this, earth-destroying entity coming, and you don't care about really anyone but just one of them. You don't even care about the child that much. You care about the mother's take on the child. Now, Galactus, everybody's excited about Galactus being in this movie, and the other villain, Silver Surfer, kind of a villain, she's played by Julia Garner, which she does a fantastic job. Give her all the credit in the world. I love the way that they portray her voice in this movie. I think it's really, really cool. She does a really good job playing the character, but honestly, there's no point for her character in this movie. It could have been Norrin Radd. There was no reason to use Shalla-Bal, but they used her instead of Norrin Radd, and there was no real story for it to be her rather than Norrin Radd. You can definitely tell that they were just checking a box on a piece of paper to say, oh, more females in the movie. And that's what they did. And you know that there's going to be YouTubers, there's going to be people who are going to freak out about this. Plain and simple. But back to Galactus. There's not one moment in this movie where, when he's on screen, does he seem like a threat. Not one moment. When Galactus is on screen, do I sit there and say, oh, he's a threat for these characters. Man, he's a threat. Not at one moment at all. There's a couple reasons why. Because the movie is very predictable. Extremely predictable. Look, the story, the bones of it, is a really good story. If you don't know, the story is basically this. Silver Surfer comes, says, your planet is marked for death. Galactus is coming. He's going to devour your planet. He's going to eat your planet. The Fantastic Four go to confront Galactus, and they say, you're not going to eat our planet. We're going to stop you. He goes, the only way I'll stop and not eat your planet is if you give me your child. That's pretty much it. That's the story. It's a really intriguing, simple story, but it's intriguing enough that, hey, that's good bones. You could do something really cool with that. But they really don't, because the B plot of the Silver Surfer and Johnny Storm is Johnny is trying to find a reason why she's doing what she's doing, and he kind of reveals, like at a certain part in the movie, that she isn't all bad, and he kind of is like, hey, you're not all bad, help us defeat Galactus. And then she flies away, and we don't see her again for a while. But Galactus, he never seems imposing. The only time that he seems imposing is when the Fantastic Four are like, he's a scary dude, he's going to come and destroy us, we don't know if we can defeat him, That's the only time, like, it's all tell, not show with this movie. Everything, because we barely have any action sequences also. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some amazing visuals. When they're in space, traveling in space, there's some really cool visuals there. So I'm not going to take away from that. But overall, this movie it's lacking in a lot of areas. The third act falls flat on its face. I mean, it gets pushed down big time. And again, it's predictable. All right? It comes down to Sue Storm, who, she's pissed off. Don't take my baby. And she's pissed off, and uses her powers to the maximum strength that she can use. And right before she can use the last bit that she has, Johnny Storm's like, I'm going to step in, but nope. Who comes to the rescue? Silver Surfer. So it's kind of like, well, that was predictable. This is all predictable. Like, the whole movie was predictable. And then, the ending is just to me, it's just, they tried and it failed. Like, to me, like, when you get down to it, I think this movie was serviceable. It felt more like, hey, here's the Fantastic Four. Eventually we're going to get to the fun stuff, but here's the Fantastic Four. Like, the older movies, like from the 2000s with with Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, those are more fun than this movie. Those movies are fun. This movie isn't fun. It's enjoyable to watch, but it's so much exposition. It's so much talking, and there's no action. And when there is action, it's not all that fantastic. So, like, to me, this movie was just all right. It was just all right. The mid-credit scene, it's essentially just Sue. It jumps 4 years after the end of the movie, and it's Sue with their son Franklin, and they're reading a book, and she walks into another room to get another book, into a different room to get another book, and when she returns, she sees a figure in a green hood holding Doom's mask, and that's it. You don't even see the face, and I think it's cheap. You're going to pay Robert Downey Jr. to be Dr. Doom, and then you're not even going to show him the first time you see him. Like, come on. Look, I wanted to love this movie. I don't love it. It's all right. Out of the 4 superhero movies that came out this year, out of the 4 big ones, Captain America, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Superman, this would rank 3rd on my list, behind Thunderbolts, Superman, and then Captain America is behind Fantastic Four. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Did you see Fantastic Four? Check out Slav's Free Talk for a more different look, on my take of the movie. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And then where's this going? How does this all fit together with the larger MCU? Like, come on. I don't get it. I don't get that part, but that doesn't take away my enjoyment or whether I enjoyed it or not of the movie. It's just, man, where's it going? I don't know. But let me know your thoughts with all this. With all that said, I'll catch you all later.